US sanctions in Congo, targeting rebels or China. The US just hit Congolese miners and rebels with sanctions. On the surface, it's about cutting off warlords. But is Washington's real target China, the country that dominates Congo's minerals and powers the global tech race? Let's break it down. Hi, I am Samia Mohammed, and this is Analytica Today. Last week, Washington sanctioned Congolese armed groups and companies tied to illicit mining, accusing them of fueling violence and destabilizing supply chains. But here's the twist. These are the same minerals, cobalt, coltan, lithium, that drive the tech industry from the smartphones to electric cars. China controls most of that supply. The US wants in, which raises the question, are sanctions about peace or power? Today, we break down Congo's role in the US. China competition, the rebels controlling its mines, and minerals for security deal that could reshape the region. The Democratic Republic of Congo holds the key to the 21st century. Over 70% of the world's cobalt, plus coltan, lithium, and copper come from Congolese soil. These aren't just resources, they are a backbone of AI, electric cars, semiconductors, and defense tech. China saw this early. Through massive infrastructure for mineral deals, Beijing now dominates refining, controls a majority of cobalt mines, and builds the roads and power lines that make exports possible. Congolese copper and cobalt flow east to China, where they're processed and fed into its battery and electronics industries. So when rebels seize mines or when smuggling networks thrive, it's not just Congolese problem. It shakes the entire global tech supply chain. At the Rubaya mine in eastern Congo, rebels control up to 50% of the world's coltan, taxing it for almost $800,000 a month. That money fuels the M23 insurgency, while UN experts say Rwanda plays a role in supporting smuggling routes. In response, the US targeted not just local armed groups, but also mining companies accused of feeding international supply chains. Officially, it's about peace, but indirectly, it also challenges China. Because those same minerals, coltan and cobalt, largely end up in Chinese hands, where they refined for global markets. And this is happening in the middle of US-China trade and tech war, where semiconductors, EVs, and green energy are at the heart of the rivalry. Controlling Congo's minerals means controlling leverage in that war. That is why the US is pushing something new, a security for minerals deal with Kinshasa. Washington offers military training, intelligence sharing, and diplomatic support. In return, it wants guaranteed access to critical mineral supply chains, direct and not through Chinese refiners. This strategy mirrors America's past energy diplomacy in the Middle East, but with a twist. This time, it's not oil, it's cobalt and lithium, but the risks are high. If Congolese institutions remain weak, such deals may deepen corruption, fuel resentment, or entrench dependence. And if rebels aren't defeated, any supply deal could collapse under violence. For China, the challenge is clear. Defend its decade-long dominance in Congo or risk losing ground to US counter-diplomacy. For Congo, the question is whether it can leverage this rivalry into lasting development or remain stuck in cycles of exploitation. So here's the real question. Are US sanctions about saving Congo or saving America's tech edge? Because behind every smartphone and every EV is a piece of Congo. And who controls it may decide the balance of power this century. Congo isn't just Africa's heartland, it's the beating heart of the global tech war. The US is betting that sanctions and mineral diplomacy will cut rebels off and counter China. Beijing is betting its long-term infrastructure investments will hold. For Congolese people, the stakes are higher still. Peace, stability, and the hope that their mineral wealth brings prosperity and just competition between distant powers. I am Samia Mohammed, and this is Analytica News Today. If you found this breakdown interesting, like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below.